big boss.
科技是的。这是 left side， 不是跨过去，直接是跨过去。
Okay, hello everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Okay, my name's Jeanette, and we're going to be going to the gantry. It's going to take us 15 minutes to get there. Just a friendly reminder, no eating or drinking except for water. No moving about while I'm in motion for your safety. We are on Merritt Island Wildlife Preserve, so look in the waterways, see if you see any gators or any other animals walking around. If I see anything, I will point it out. I'm going to put a video in a few seconds when we get to the light, because I can't press the button and make a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn. It doesn't allow me to do that. So I will put it on and it will tell you everything you'll be seeing, all the buildings, and give you great information. Sit back and enjoy. Thank you.
We have pondered our place amongst the stars since the dawn of humankind. We've looked at the stars with wonder and amazement, their glow guiding our travel for centuries. The more we learn about our universe, the more questions we have. Today, we'll explore where NASA and its partners are taking us in the future. But before we begin this journey, just like every NASA mission, our #1 goal is to return home safely. So always stay seated while the bus is in motion. Please, no food or drinks on the bus with the exception of water. Please keep conversation to a minimum so others may hear and enjoy the tour. No photography is permitted at the security gates, but there will be plenty of photo opportunities during the tour.
This rocket that you'll see standing tall in front of KSC's badging station is the Mercury Redstone rocket. It represents NASA's earliest efforts to send humans into space. These Redstone rockets were formerly ballistic missiles provided to NASA by the U.S. Army. In October of 1958, NASA formally organized Project Mercury with a mission to investigate man's reaction to this new environment and safely recover the capsule and its pilot. Man rating for human spaceflight on what was previously a ballistic missile was no easy task. After several modifications and test flights, a Mercury capsule carrying Ham, a chimpanzee, was successfully launched and recovered on January 31st, 1961. Just months later, on May 5th, astronaut Alan Shepard launched on a Mercury Redstone rocket, becoming the first American in space. I'm Emily Calandrelli, and today you'll be following me behind the gates on this exclusive bus tour of Kennedy Space Center. Our journey will take us past active facilities, launch pads, and end at the visitor complex's own Apollo Saturn V Center. But first, here to welcome you is Janet Petro.
Hi, I'm Janet Petro, and welcome to NASA's John F. Kennedy Space Center, where NASA astronauts have ventured forth on flights of exploration since the 1960s. And what an exciting time to visit our multi-user spaceport. Through our Commercial Crew program, we are sending astronauts to the International Space Station from American soil for the first time since the Space Shuttle program ended in 2011. We're continuing to launch new research experiments and supplies to the space station with our commercial resupply services and launching the most technologically advanced scientific instruments to date into space through our Launch Services program. This all culminates in our ultimate mission, the Artemis program, where NASA will return to the moon and continue on to Mars. In all our history, there's been one common theme woven throughout our DNA. It's our insatiable desire to explore beyond our home planet in our never-ending quest to expand our knowledge of the universe. As you venture behind the gates, you'll find a community of the most talented, dedicated, motivated workforce anywhere in the world who believe in the unlimited potential of space exploration. This is an active spaceport where new things are happening every day. You never know what you might see, so enjoy your tour.
You see anything? Oh, bless you. Thanks, man.
Kennedy Space Center is surrounded by the Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge. While the refuge in total takes up 140,000 acres, NASA only occupies about 7,000 acres. I want to introduce you to Becky Bolt, who has been a NASA wildlife ecologist here at KSC for nearly 35 years. Becky, what kind of wildlife can we expect to see here today?
We have lots and lots of different kinds of wildlife. We have over 400 species that occur out here on the Space Center. What you are going to see is going to depend on what the weather is, where you are, what kind of habitat you're driving through. Look in the ditches and you'll see lots of wading birds, tall herons, egrets, ibises. There's several species of those, and I can pretty much guarantee you're going to see some of those. We have bobcats, raccoons, all kinds of animals.
Now, what is your role as a wildlife ecologist?
One of the main things we do is support operations. So people always think, oh, that's launch. Well, Kennedy Space Center is big and we have a lot of employees. It's like a city. We have lots of roads, we have lots of buildings. And so there's lots of maintenance and construction and taking buildings down that are old, that aren't used anymore. So anything that might impact the habitat or wildlife, we have to go out and we check it out. And we work with the project managers to make sure that animals aren't harmed, or things need to be, like gopher tortoises are notorious for this. They go places where they shouldn't be, and sometimes we have to move them. We also support launches. We do a lot of research because we help the land managers, which on Kennedy Space Center, the land managers are the Fish and Wildlife Service, because this is a wildlife refuge. We provide them data to know how to manage their habitats. We have federally listed scrub jays and federally listed beach mice. There's probably some watching us right now. And so we provide that data to them so they know how to manage the land in the best way.
Well, Becky, thank you so much for teaching us how nature meets technology here at KSC, and hopefully our guests on our tour will see some of this wildlife today.
I'm not sure what that building's going to be, but that SpaceX is building that.
You are now approaching the Vehicle Assembly Building, or as NASA calls it, the VAB. It is one of the largest buildings in the world by volume, and is the place where NASA completes the final assembly of its rockets before launch. The sheer scale of this building is hard to grasp, even when you're right next to it.
Do you ever feel really small when you think about space? What about when you're standing next to a skyscraper or a really big bridge? Well, I feel about as small as an ant right now. I'm standing inside the Vehicle Assembly Building trying to grasp how large it really is in here. It has 4 bays. Each bay has 2 large horizontal doors below it and 7 smaller vertically opening doors above it, tall enough to fit the world's largest rocket through. In fact, these are the largest doors in the world.
Construction of the VAB required 65,000 cubic yards of concrete, 45,000 steel beams, 1 million steel bolts amounting to almost 100,000 tons of steel. Notice the flag painted on the outside of the VAB? It's the size of a 21-story building. The blue section alone is the size of an NBA basketball court. Each star is 6 feet across, and each red and white stripe is wide enough for this bus to drive down. And the entire VAB? It's so huge that the Roman Colosseum would fit on the roof with room to spare for a parking lot. By volume, the VAB can fit 3.5 Empire State Buildings, and it would take 250 billion ping pong balls to fill it. It was built in the 1960s for the Apollo program. Every Saturn V rocket that sent humans to the moon was assembled right here. Every space shuttle mission also assembled within these same walls. After the space shuttle program, a major renovation to the inside of this building began to accommodate NASA's next generation of rockets, the Space Launch System, or SLS. Since 2010, NASA's Commercial Crew Program has worked with American aerospace companies to create cost-effective access to the International Space Station, known as the ISS, and other low Earth orbit missions. Launching from right here at Kennedy Space Center, astronauts can now travel to the ISS aboard spacecraft developed by private companies SpaceX and Boeing. Since the successful launch of Demonstration Mission 2, also known as Demo 2 in 2020, SpaceX has regularly sent crews to the ISS via Crew Dragon. Launching atop SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket, the Crew Dragon capsule can carry up to 7 astronauts and with cargo, seats 4. Upon returning to Earth, Crew Dragon splashes down in specific locations in the ocean based on criteria such as weather and the spacecraft's position in orbit. In 2015, Boeing opened its Commercial Crew and Cargo Processing Facility in what was formerly the Orbiter Processing Facility for the Space Shuttle program. You can see this building next to the Vehicle Assembly Building, boasting a large, colorful mural of the CST-100 Starliner spacecraft in orbit. Starliner can seat up to 7 astronauts, 4 with cargo, and launches atop the Atlas V rocket made by the United Launch Alliance, or ULA. Upon its return to Earth, rather than splashing down in the ocean, Starliner deploys airbags to land in the desert of the western United States. Starliner was the first American-made human-rated capsule to land on land. Since 2012, NASA has contracted private companies through commercial resupply services contracts to deliver supplies and research to the ISS using commercial spacecraft. These companies launch from Kennedy Space Center to the ISS to deliver cargo and return research samples and unneeded cargo from the space station back to NASA on Earth. This public-private partnership allows NASA to maximize the use of this one-of-a-kind laboratory to advance scientific knowledge and better understand our planet. As we follow the crawlerway on your left from the Vehicle Assembly Building to the launch pads 39A and 39B, we enter an area of action, tracing the path of astronauts and the rockets that carried them to the Moon and International Space Station. Here, surrounded by nature, NASA and its partners push the limits of technology and imagination to grow our understanding of the universe. Each new mission gives us new knowledge to help us protect our planet and the lives on it. Soon, we'll be arriving at the Gantrt LC-39, where you can learn about ways NASA is using information gathered from space and get an up-close look at launch pads 39A and 39B. From the observation tower, you can also see Space Launch Complexes 40, 41, and 37 on Cape Canaveral to the southeast, as well as a 360-degree view of Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge. Keep a keen eye on the Banana River between the tower and Cape Canaveral. You might even see a dolphin or two. With new launches and heightened goals always around the corner, this is an area of constant activity.
Do not forget to tell them about today's static test fire. We are finishing final preparations now.
Oh yes, everyone, meet Sol, our artificial intelligence assistant assigned to the Gantrt LC-39. She's helping some of NASA's engineers with a new prototype engine stationed in the observation tower. In a short while, they will be testing the engine's full thrust capabilities to see if it meets NASA's criteria for deep space exploration. Sol, what do our guests need to know?
This is a really exciting opportunity and perfectly safe. You can go underneath the engine and feel the effects and power of the test fire yourself. You will find the results to be quite extraordinary.
Thanks, Sol. We'll see you at the Gantry. Good luck. Before exiting the bus, please check around your seat to make sure you have all of your belongings and carry them with you. When you're done exploring, return to the bus pickup area and a crew member will direct you to the next available bus. Welcome to the Gantrt LC-39.
Okay, that ended a little sooner because of that hold up at the gate there, so sorry about that. We'll be there in a few minutes.
Sometimes it's one thing to do.
Right. It's a traffic. Maybe people get lost, right?
On the left-hand side where this gravel is that's where the crawler goes that takes the rocket to the launch pad. So that's the actual path. On the way back, after this building, the video will explain more about the crawlers and how thick that path is to hold the crawler and the rocket on top. Okay, we're going to pull in a minute. Please wait till I come to a complete stop and I'm out of my seat before you exit. And also, please be careful of the last step. It is high for some due to when I'm not pulling up to a curb. Please check all around your seats. Make sure you have all your belongings because you're probably not going to be on the same bus when you leave. Thank you so very much and enjoy.